The EarSauce podcast.
Hey, slow it down, Matthew. Slow it down.
I think our listeners deserve to hear. They need to hear Oliver's toilet story. That's all right.
Wow.
So that's all right, Ollie.
Slow it down. Yeah. This is an offline discussion. Anyway, let's crack on with this week.
Let's crack on with it. Okay, hold on.
Go on, son. Go on, geez. Go on.
All right, okay, go on then. What were we reviewing this week? There's a few releases, but
what did you say? Shut up!
I swear that went on like for every single track, isn't it?
Pretty much every track.
I loved
let's
it
start with
though.
Juicy then.
Let's start Juicy.
So continues.
So when I first heard this song, I was making my way downtown. Whipping hard with Matthew alongside me, as you do. And I couldn't stand it, man. Every time I heard that, what did you say? It was doing my head in. So I literally just dismissed the album. I literally just finished listening to it now. And oh my days, I forgot Juicy was that guy.
Yeah.
I really forgot he was that guy. So it's always important to listen to albums at least more than once. And what I will say is that this is a good album. I love the tracks with Logic. I love the track with ASAP.
I have to say, I think it's
Logic brought it in this album, didn't he?
Yes.
I have to say, it wasn't just about listening to the album more than once. I think that when we listened to it first time, Ollie, because we were in the car, I think because we were talking, and the songs weren't like jumping out at us. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, did you hear that? Oh, that beat's crazy. And that never really happened. But then I think when you listen to it again, or I listened to it again, like on my headphones, just chilling, and I was like, oh, this guy's actually spitting. Like he's spitting some bars, and I was like, I even put in the WhatsApp chat earlier on saying, listen to the album now. It reminds me of when he was on that run of just dropping 5 remixes to people's songs, just like dropping 5 verses.
Oh yeah,
and
5 verses.
Juicy J really is that guy, man. You really can't forget it.
Yeah, so I actually really like the album, and I found the beats really entertaining. Like the second listen through, like I was like bubbling along. Like it was a journey. It took me on a journey. Now the message isn't really strong, and there's a lot of stuff that females may not like, or some guys may not like. But that Juicy has a talent to just get you in that vibe. Like,
Do you know what?
Sorry, go on.
No, can I just jump in there? Because you know what you're saying about it. There are things in there people might not like.
Yeah.
You know how I am. I'm very womanist, you know. But
we never knew this.
Anyway, but but really, I knew there were going to be some tracks that I would not agree with, right? But overall, I felt like there was something for everybody, and I can excuse some of the misogynoir because there were some bangers on there for women as well. So that I really enjoyed. And I'm not even talking about the one with Megan Thee Stallion.
That one was hard.
That was a bop. But that's what I'm saying. There was actually quite a few that I think catered to women too. There was that one, and then there was one he had with Logic, Shorty Bad. That is a bop. That is a banger. I really enjoyed that. And I found it quite an empowering tune as well. So. And
to be honest, I didn't know Logic had it in his locker. I was waiting for him to say, I'm half black, I'm biracial, I'm black, just as black as my sister Keisha. Like,
the man is black.
Yeah, like I was expecting like some sort of bars, like some sort of spin on noir. That's French for black. If you didn't know.
Yeah.
Or negro, that's Spanish for black. Obviously, man's bilingual out here. But I digress. Anyway, I'm just saying, listen, Juicy's got me in the mood right now. This is what Juicy does. He gasses you up. I've come in.
Yeah.
Anyway,
definitely.
Let's introduce Rico Hustle first and foremost, guys.
Rico Hustle's in the house.
Rico Hustle is in the building.
Hello. Thank you.
Rico, what do you do? Hustle. How hard do you hustle?
Hard.
Hustle. Hard.
Yeah, but you are a very, very crap version of Ace Hood. But anyway, Reese, introduce yourself.
I'm Ace Polite.
I'm Reese Rico. I'm just a guest on the show here to throw in my
Speak up, motherfucker.
I'm just here on the show to throw out my opinion. on a couple of rhythms.
Do you know how he's dropped that?
Welcome.
You know how he's dropped that? Man dropped his shoulders. He was like kicking a pebble. Yeah, and I'm just here to share my opinion on some of these albums.
Cool. Like, yeah, welcome to the EarSauce podcast, Pete. You're actually, if we're not gonna count Afia, then you're like our officially our first guest speaker. So, how does it feel to be the first? It feels like a great honor. Okay,
it's an honor.
What was your thoughts on GCJ?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like he brought it back and he brought back the years. I feel similar to Ollie. I was there and I was listening to it and I just found my head just bopping a bit viciously to it, not a slow one. And,
yeah, bruv, I was as well. I was like a lunatic, like walking down the street, like nodding my head like a madman.
He did wheel it back and it's just good vibes. Like, it's not obviously a deep message, but it's a good vibes and a head nodder.
And see, this is the thing, right? It's like we were talking about Jeezy last week. We were saying how he's kind of come and reinvented himself as Malcolm X, sort of Mr. Civil Rights leader, whatever.
Yep.
You know what? Of course, we have this whole BLM thing right now. Not even right now. BLM is a very serious thing. It should be. Black lives will always matter. Don't get me wrong here. I'm not trying to belittle it. But what I'm saying is that just because that is a movement right now, it doesn't mean that your whole project has to be that when that has never been something that you are. And you're like 20 years deep into your career. Are you going to?
I have to pull you up, though. I have to pull you up because you gave T.I. a blind on that one. Why are you going for G?
T.I.'s always been like this, though. T.I.'s always spoken on things in the community and around him. He's always done that. And if we don't even talk about the music, in terms of him as a person, when you follow him on social media, he has always done that.
You know what's really funny about that, though? T.I. may have always been speaking on these issues, but was what he was saying actually quality information? Like, what was he actually saying to us? So now that somebody else has come along and he himself has stated he has kind of grown a lot and he's put out this project all about that growth. Who are we to say, oh, well, he wasn't talking like this the whole time, so we can't take him seriously? Do you understand?
Because he was talking the complete opposite.
It doesn't matter. That's what growth is about. You grow, you change.
To be fair, Jeezy's like this. Jeezy's done this with a few different things. Like, you know, he's always been talking this whole the gang shit, whatever, and you know, like Trap or Die, whatever that is. That's one of his series of mixtapes, right? I believe. And that was the message he's always been sending out to the streets. But then he made sure that his kid's gone through to college and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying that he should tell his son to go sell crack. That's not what I'm saying here. But I'm just saying that, come on, guy, like, as you grow up, you can change your message to an extent, but progressively. Like, Jay-Z's done that. But he didn't just go one day, oh, do you know what? We should just, like, stop selling crack now, or stop selling whatever, coke, and tell everyone about how to run a business. Jay-Z's been talking about business operations, whatever, for a long time. So again,
but no one's arguing that. We're saying T.I. You know what I mean? Like,
T.I. has always done it, though. If you listen to his albums, his messages have always been there.
T.I.'s never. He hasn't. I don't know.
Okay, so hold on 1 second. T.I.'s literally got a mixtape here called Us or Else, and that is from. We're googling it now. This came out back in 2016. Was there a big Black Lives Matter movement going on in 2016?
Yeah.
Okay, but was it to the extent that it is now?
Yeah, they were protesting back in 2016.
But was it to the extent that it is now?
Yeah, that's when it was really taking off.
No, because nothing's been to the extent it's been in 2020. Nothing. There's no, except for if you go back to the 60s maybe, with the civil rights movement back then. So this, what T.I.'s been doing isn't a new thing.
I just feel like...
So anyway, I'm not gonna just keep sitting and defending T.I. all the time because I feel like I'm some sort of T.I. like stan or something. It's not that deep, but I do like him as a rapper.
No, but you love T.I.
You can't compare him.
Ollie loves Kanye. You love T.I. It's okay.
Or at least T.I.'s not a sellout to his people, so that's fine.
T.I. is a mushmouth though.
And he's a bit funky as well, man. He's a bit funky.
The guy said he was taking his daughter to the gynecologist.
We can discuss T.I. I'm fine that we can stay on this topic, right? But how have we gone from discussing Juicy J to discussing T.I.? But we can stay on this topic. I'm fine with that. So I will sit here. Let me get a seat, and so I can sit down and we can do this. All right, cool. Let's go. What are you saying, guys? What shit are you chatting about T.I. today?
Don't come for Jeezy if you're not gonna come for T.I.
No, because I just told you what it is. T.I.'s always been about this.
Wait, he hasn't.
No, I'm not having this. No.
Hold on. If you listen to his album King, and the whole story about the album King, he says that we're all kings, a king of oneself. That he had a clothing brand called Aku, which is an acronym for a king of oneself. He's always been speaking black empowerment. He has been speaking about guns and drugs as well. I'm not denying that, but he has always spoken about black empowerment. It's not a new thing for him. To say you're not familiar with it is fine. To say he hasn't done it, that's bullshit.
I ain't familiar with it, mate, because the songs.
Okay, that's fine, but then tell me where Jeezy's been doing that.
It's the gangster shit. That's what
that's the image that you will see first, of course, because those are the songs that have always had the most airplay. That's fine, but to say he hasn't been speaking of black empowerment and trying to empower black people, that's not true.
Cool,
well, all right. I've got just one thing to say. Iggy Azalea.
Yeah, he tried to bring her free, but you know what? He also brought through Travis Scott. Are you going to get that one?
Fair enough.
And he even said it was a mistake with her because she's an idiot.
All right, let's just move on.
I got another one. Chip. Let's talk about Chip.
Wait,
what about Chip? Did he not sign Chip? Did he not sign Chip? Wait, did he not sign Chip though? I don't understand. He signed a black guy from the UK.
He did. That's what I'm saying. And then he kicked him to the curb instantly.
Did that happen? Really? I don't actually know what happened to that. As I wasn't. I didn't follow the whole story, but I can say that when Chip was on Grand Hustle, he didn't really do much there. I think he released like one mixtape, and that's about it.
Dude, he released Transition, which had a track with Mavado. He had the tracks with Meek Mill, with Chris Brown. He had a whole album. Then he just kicked him to the curb. No,
how did he kick him to the curb? How do you think Chip went and made these relationships with these people himself?
Do you know what? Yeah.
You think Chip went and to Meek Mill and said, "Hey Meek, let's make a track together." These times you're forgetting that Meek Mill was going to sign to T.I., but T.I. went to prison. That's why he ended up signing to Rick Ross. So it was definitely T.I. that made that happen. So what are you talking about? If the album was a flop and then Chip got released, is that T.I.'s fault?
Yeah, because he didn't back him enough.
After getting him, he backed him by getting the features.
Dude, getting features is only one part of the story.
Okay.
There's a lot more to it than that.
Okay.
Just like what happened with Wale. Like, I don't think he didn't get the full support. He didn't get the full support of Russ.
What are you talking about? Have you seen Wale's numbers? What are you talking about? Wale, you need to actually do some research on what you're saying, bro.
I'm
pretty sure that Wale went platinum this year.
Yeah, but he's not on Russ's label since he left. He went platinum.
Wale is still on MMG.
Is he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
I thought he left. If he left, then I will put my hands up.
He's on MMG. He's got a new distributor. I think Warner Brothers distributes his music instead of Atlantic now, but he's still on MMG. So you can put your hands up and you apologise.
My hands are up, bending my knees, dancing around in a circle.
Important thing to do. Anyway,
wow, that's crazy.
Are there any more questions? If you're gonna come for me, at least do some research.
Let's segue back into this, right? So
let's get back to
from T.I. talking about like black empowerment, but then the whole purpose of that whole like was because we were talking about Juicy J and what he brings to the game.
Mhm. That's right. So
in the studio.
Look, my view on the Juicy J album was that it was, as I mentioned when Ollie was speaking, we were both listening to it in his car as we were driving around town, and the songs weren't jumping out at me. Like I said, sometimes you hear an album and there'll be like some sort of crazy production, or you hear some line just jumps out at you, and you just think to yourself, "Ooh, this is like, let me just reel it back and like, listen to it again." But that never happened. Now, so when I heard it the first time, I thought to myself, "Yeah, this isn't it." and I was quite happy to dismiss it. However, listening to it again today, and this album was really solid. I really enjoyed it. All the features, they do well, and I don't know if people are actually surprised when Logic does well on a song. I think Logic is an incredible rapper. I just think that his personality just seems to be a bit jarring sometimes. But his pen game is
I think a lot of that
undoubtedly
probably
strong.
comes from like the press that he gets all the time. It's always like, it's never like Logic is like a great MC. It's always something negative or like
He's having to prove himself all the
away
time.
from hip hop. Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
No, I agree with that. Like, you know, if everyone's...
Do you guys think that could be to do with the fact that the way he looks? Do you think he's feel
that he's biracial?
That he's so fair that
he's just as black
do
as
not
his
take
cousin.
him seriously?
But he's just black as Bob
I mean,
Marley.
we've had this discussion before anyway.
It's not because he's biracial. It's because he looks like a white man. I get what you're saying. I honestly didn't know he was mixed race until he said he was. I didn't know he was mixed race until he said it.
He's got three albums like explaining why he's mixed race.
And the thing is with him, right, is that I definitely feel that he got a boost to begin with as being a white rapper. Because he's always been. He did get a bump. He did. He's like.
I don't think he did.
He did. He was seen as an exceptional rapper, but he was seen also as being white, and his audience was different as well. Because even when you look at the stuff he raps about, it's not even super white, but his audience was mainly white to begin with. But so yeah, that's my opinion on Logic.
But then, what the let's say the consequences of what you're saying is that white rappers can't make it in hip hop. Is that what you're saying?
That's not. How can you say that? There's plenty. That's not.
No, because that's what I'm trying to understand.
Is Eminem not one of the biggest? My point is that you get if you're white and a rapper, you get a specific boost that just elevates you. It's like remember when Miley Cyrus decided that she was going to be a rapper as well, and when she decided she was going to do hip hop, and then she suddenly became the biggest hip hop artist. And remember when Pink was doing hip hop music?
The road is different.
Was that with Timberland or something?
What? Who? Can you name me one white artist, right? That. Okay, so actually, there's plenty of white rappers that haven't done well. That is a fact. But quite often, they get a special level of exposure that a black rapper wouldn't get so easily.
I disagree.
Okay.
So you saying
I think rap scene is a black thing, and they get about it.
And you didn't get the.
So you're both talking at the same time. What are you saying, Manny?
Yeah, we are. Done. I was saying, do you think that Logic looks white, but you didn't? But because he's black, you didn't get
Logic. I didn't know that Logic was mixed race until we started screaming all the time, and I'm not even taking a piss there. I didn't know that he looked like a white man to me.
I mean, his hair kind of gives it away. He ain't really got white hair.
He looked Jewish.
Jewish
people are white to me, so
I was going to say that, but I didn't.
So he looked like a little Jewish kid. Like
I think what we're
different than
the sort of focus that we're on his race right now, like his appearance right now, I think emphasizes maybe the issue people have with regards to wrapping their head around his identity to get past that, maybe to get to the music. That's the thing
though with hip hop music. It's hip hop music is not just about how good you are at what you do. It's about your whole image as well. That's always been the case. If you was the most like gangster rapper of all time, rapping like Gucci Mane, right? But you look like a little dickhead, then no one's gonna care what you have to say, because they'll be like, well, I'll just slap you anyway. You know what I mean? Like,
we're not talking about Dappy right now, okay? Let's move on.
From what point is that?
It's because we saw that thing about he's dropping something in it, so he's on my mind.
I'm just saying that hip hop has always been the right image. I like that. In fact, music nowadays more than any other time in the past is about image, and it's quite weird. You do get these outliers. that seem to like bypass the image aspect, like Adele. There are people that I don't really listen to, like Enely Chopper. I don't really listen to him, but even his feature was alright.
I didn't like Lil Baby's feature.
I don't think he did amazing, but I don't think it was poor. So
I think it ruined the track. It should have just been him and 2 Chainz.
I really.
My boy. What was you gonna say?
I think I would agree that. I feel like them two are very, like Juicy J and 2 Chainz are very strong rappers. So to go with them two is difficult. But I don't think he was poor. was he as good as them? No, he was definitely third on that three artist track. But yeah. But yeah, so my standout track though on the album was probably 1995.
Same. What was you going to say, Afia?
No, I was going to say I thought NLE Chopper went hard. I really enjoyed his verse. That's it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the whole of that tune, each verse. It was brilliant from start to end. I've been rinsing that since like yesterday, 24 hours. So
we're seeing Chapia coming out now.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. You know how I am. Like, I don't like a lot of rap music sometimes. Like, it's just the stuff people make nowadays. Like, we're gonna talk about Lil Wayne in a bit, yeah. And I just the mumbling, for example, my God. But GCJ, I thought the whole thing banged from start to end. I really enjoyed it. So.
GCJ,
and there was a lot of derogatory stuff in there, and I still enjoyed it. So I think that says a lot about how he caters to a very, very diverse audience.
I think what it is with GC, is that even when he's saying vulgar things, he says it so well.
Yeah.
He says it in a funny way, and the wordplay is there as well, so you can appreciate. And even she's now a slim thing, but generally speaking, you have to have a certain look to be successful.
Exactly, and this backs up our point that Logic didn't get a boost. So for hip hop, people expect to see. Wait. For hip hop, everyone expects to see a black person.
I explained why though.
Yeah, if you're gonna be fair, you have to be like.
His audience wasn't black. His audience was mainly white to begin with. And
that's not giving them a boost.
All rappers have a mostly white audience.
They do. They're the ones that buy the stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Logic never got a boost.
He didn't get a boost. He had an uneven playing field. Like rappers aren't going to want to work with him.
The same boost that Macklemore had.
No, he did not. Yeah. Macklemore got a boost.
That's the person I was trying to think of.
Macklemore got a boost, but he didn't make hip hop. He made pop. He made pop rap.
Yeah, Macklemore was a rapper. He was a rapper.
Like Logic actually made underground rap.
Macklemore won best rap album at the Grammys.
That's the Grammys. The Grammys are fixed. Grammys are fixed when your skin's dark.
Guys,
I saw that video.
Do you know what?
I think we need to segue back into Juicy J. This is Juicy J's album.
By the way, I just want to put on record, I think Logic is an incredible rapper, and he deserves the success he's getting.
Matthew used damage control. It was successful.
What did you think about his feature on Juicy J's album?
He did exactly what I expected him to do, and just flip it up. He's sick. Logic is sick.
What about the other features?
I don't really think there was any weak ones. The only one I'll say what he's doing as a rapper, he's not just saying, "Oh, hose this, hose that," whatever. He's actually rapping well. So
I like how he questions it as well. Like there's one track where he's questioning, "If that's your girl, why is she so and so? Why is she so and so?" I thought that was kind of clever and funny.
No, he's definitely clever with it.
Well, anyway, what was your stand-up?
My standout song?
Reese, did you say what your standout track was?
I'm going to be controversial just because I love him. I'm going to say Shopping Spree with Young Dolph, because I'm just a Dolph fan.
Yeah.
And
do you know what, actually?
With them two, and they go.
I'm still not over it though with Young Dolph, man. I'm not. He come to London was it last year?
Yeah, I know. We were supposed to go.
I'm still annoyed about that, man. He bought tickets to see his show. We see him. He was in Paris like the day before. And then I think pretty sure he came to London, and then that was the day of the event. It was cancelled, and we're like, "What the hell?" I was really hyped to see Dolph. I was listening to his albums and everything, and then just cancelled. So yeah, fuck that guy, man. But I still like his music.
So, that's why I have to go with that one for my standout.
Cool. Manny, have you spoken on this?
I'm pretty much going to go with everything you guys have said. There was no skips on this album for me. I really enjoyed Wiz's feature as well. I feel like I still don't know how Juicy J signed to Wiz. Like, it's just mental when you think about it. But still really enjoy that feature.
Because of the age difference.
Yeah, because of the age difference. But then again, like they work well together. So
yeah, I can only assume that it's one of those things whereby there's just like a mutually beneficial arrangement, because Wiz is actually he's not really spoken of with him much, but he's actually a very good businessman.
Definitely. Definitely.
Juicy probably just trusts him to make the best calls for him. So
Yeah, and he's always pushing products. Whenever you look at his like social media pages.
yep.
My shout out song was "Pull It Up." Hold It Up
You know
with
what?
ASAP
Yeah, that was
That was a
hard.
sad song.
Yeah, it was pretty sad, wasn't it? Like he went when he was going through all of the like names and stuff. You feel it as well, isn't it? All those young
Yeah.
artists that lost their lives. R.I.P.
Mm.
R.I.P.
All right.
I really enjoyed the highlighting in, when I always talk about stories, and it was just such a nice story for him to tell. Sort of there's this unifying thing in Black culture of pouring drink to celebrate people who have lived. Do you know what I'm saying? And
Are you gonna say?
I really
Are
enjoyed
you gonna
that.
say something else, Afia?
What do you mean?
In my culture.
Oh, go away. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that as a theme for the tune, and I agree it was heartbreaking, to hear him talk about the very young rappers who have lost their lives recently as well. But yeah.
Cool. So should we give some ratings then?
For me, it was a solid 4. Like it could have. I was thinking about being controversial and dropping a 5 on it, but it's a solid 4 for me. It was a lot better than a lot of these albums we've listened to recently as well. It's up there with 2 Chainz.
Cool. Before I go any further, for Reese's sake, I'm gonna just give him a proper guide to the ratings. I'm sure he knows them already, but yeah. So Reese,
Yeah.
5 airs equals a masterpiece. 4 airs equals an excellent project. 3 airs equals good work. 2 airs equals below standard, and 1 air equals poor effort. So,
Cool.
with that in mind, what do you give this album?
I know the rules because you argue over it every week. I just thought I'd let you say it out again.
It's always worth pointing out again.
For me, I'm gonna go 4.
Okay.
4 because I really liked it. Like I said, it wasn't deep, but it was vibey. It's something you could have on and not fully concentrate to, but still take in.
And it makes a change from all this like depressing kind of like BLM, which is very important, but it just gets you hype and ready for next year when the clubs are open.
And you know, again, as you said, Manny, the BLM thing is important, and I'm in no way saying that artists should stop making music related to it. In no way am I saying that. But you know what? Yeah, sometimes music should be an escape, and if all you're doing is at every turn you're hearing BLM, it's gonna have you always in your feels about everything bad that's going on in the world. Does that make sense? Yeah. So yeah, it's nice when every now and then you have an album that comes out that's not really talking too much on it, because you just need to escape sometimes. But yeah, Ollie, what are you saying? What's your rating?
Yeah, it's a 4 from me as well.
Wow. Okay. Cool. I wasn't expecting that. Afia?
Yeah, it's a 4 from me too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's funny. I think Manny mentioned 2 Chainz because he was he said he was making an album to sort of lift everyone's spirits, at this time. That's the whole point. But I found his one a bit too contrived. It's all right. I felt like Juicy managed to do that and do it for everyone. So it's a very strong 4 from me.
Okay. I'm not in agreement with you guys. It's a 3 for me. And the reason I say that is because I don't really think that there was nothing really that made the album that special to me. It was a good album, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't anything that special. I will listen to it a few times. It will be in rotation probably for the next month, but it'll probably be the first album that falls out of rotation in my list that I currently have in rotation. So yeah, it's a solid album, but it wasn't that special to me.
So I felt like it was better than Ty Dolla $ign, and I feel like they're quite similar.
Do you know what's funny? I was thinking about that when I was listening to it, and I was going to say to you guys, it's so funny how there's wanted to make the comparison of how derogatory language towards women can be done in an acceptable way. Still, do you know what I'm saying? I feel like Juicy
the
did
album's
it.
not similar though.
Pardon?
The albums are definitely not similar. Like
Yes.
one's a rap album, one's mainly singing and crooning and more R&B. So I don't really see how they're similar.
I think for me it was the whole, like, you know, someone said this gets you ready for next year when you hit the clubs and stuff.
It was me.
Yeah, so, like, that's what I was thinking about, because that's what I was feeling in that moment. When
Yeah,
I
I'd
was
agree that you'd
listening
probably
to
hear songs from both albums in the club, but I don't think that you could say that featuring Ty Dolla $ign sounds anything like The Hustle Continues.
I'm just talking about the flavour, like the vibe, how it makes me feel as a woman to listen to this versus the other one.
I think.
No, I
Do you know what I'm saying?
I think both.
I
I would say both are targeted at women to an extent, but then the different variation is Juicy J is the maker of Bands Can Make 'Em Dance, which probably got strippers so much money, like when that tune dropped. I'm not joking, I'm serious, right? Like,
No, it definitely did. They
that
still
was
dance to it now.
yeah, exactly. So whereas Ty Dolla $ign is just like, you know, baby, break that back. Let me smack it up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
I really appreciate when Manny does that. You know, I love the Manny.
Do you remember
version,
when I said to
the
you
Manny
that?
remix.
Do you remember when I said to you that Ty's album feels narcissistic, but this doesn't have that feel. It doesn't have that. You know, it's just about the pleasure and the enjoyment of the man feel to it that Ty's has. His music, it feels a little bit more, you know, spread out.
Is it because of one of them? I don't know if we should say it's the sincerity in it, because, like, you know, Ty is like...
Yeah, it's the way he talks about women. There is more depth to, and there's more dimensions to the way in which he talks about women.
See, I can get that, because I think to me, like, with Ty, he's singing in that such a soft way, whatever. But he's the same
it's
filth,
the content. It's the content, the use of the language.
They're both saying the same thing.
No, they're not.
Essentially.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well,
but anyway.
I won't argue.
Yeah.
He's not telling me to sit my ass, so.
We've settled on a 4 then, everyone. So.
Yeah, that's a 4.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
What's
cool.
next?
So let's go to the UK, innit? Let's go. Oh wait, should we go to New Zealand? What do you guys think?
No. Let's do one of the UK acts first.
Cool. We'll do Young Tef, who dropped an album last week. Call of Duty 3. I haven't heard 1 or 2. Have you guys heard 1 and 2?
Nope.
Honestly, I haven't. I've probably heard tracks on it, but to say that I've sat down and listened to the album fully, I haven't, and that is a bad thing. I should definitely go back and listen to them.
I've listened to it.
Like, listening to this project, it's encouraged me to go and listen to like Call of Duty 1 and 2. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't start off well for me. Did you guys catch that vibe as well? Was you hooked from the beginning?
I felt like the intro was really strong.
Yeah.
Same. I love the beginning.
I love the intro.
The intro sucked me in.
I was maybe I'm gonna be I'm gonna be on an island by myself then. Because, I wasn't sucked in immediately, but then I think like listening to the project started to get better around like Cold Harbour Lane, and then when it got to Rule of 2 with Young Teflon and Dave, I just kept hitting the replay button for about 30 minutes. I just couldn't move. And then Reese, I was speaking to Reese in the group, and Reese was like, "Oh yeah, you got to listen to the basketball one." I was like, "I can't. I just have to keep."
I can imagine Manny's face right now as well, or him taking that in.
He also had a couple of mixtape covers made for him, and like when I'm looking at when I was looking at the track list for Call of Duty 3, I was thinking to myself, this reminds me so much of one of them, because like the names are like, was it El Clasico, Cold Harbour Lane, Old Trafford, Rule of Two, not Rule of Two, Steph Curry, Top Boy. What did they think of like Arsene Wenger? He has a mixtape and like, and like comedy names to me, like just out of context. But then, listen to it.
Yeah, Gulak had me laughing.
Young Teflon is like basically, to me, I see him as someone that is just like really technically gifted as a rapper. He can rap really well, he can tell stories really well, but he hasn't really had that commercial success that some of his peers have had. Even so, like even his peers would probably say that if we go like bar for bar on a track, he could probably rinse them. You know what I mean? So okay, let me go next. Yeah, you know, do you have a standout song that's Rule of Two? I'll take it for you, right?
Yeah, Rule of Two, man. And like cool. Dave is just too sick, man. Like he is the best rapper we have in the UK. I'm saying that straight.
You see when like you get these jokes on Twitter and Instagram where like they make a mixtape cover for someone. So I know I didn't particularly like Double Dose. Not because I thought the verses were bad. I don't know. There's something about that song I didn't really like. But all the way through, the songs are just very good. The songs that I probably liked a little less was the drill tracks track as well, and that's like track 2. Outpro with K-Trap, another great song. I felt like K-Trap was really strong on that as well. I was really pleased with his verse. RV on Ballybop was again another strong feature, and I think Tef himself was actually, his verse was very strong. Some of his music hasn't really quite connected as it should have, but I really think this is a really strong album from him. The intro was solid. He had my attention immediately. El Clasico they just didn't really do it for me, but half minutes of just pure fire, and like Dave is just flexing basically. Dave's going on and flexing, but yeah, he didn't get completely washed like Giggs did. So yeah, that's my opinion.
Peter Baelish. I've got nights in the veil. I'm gonna stop.
I guess I'll go. So, I'm not really. Well, I wasn't a fan of Young's. As of yesterday, I am. In fact, as of Sunday, I am.
Tef did better than what Giggs did on Straight Murder, 100%. Because Tef stood up against Dave, at least. You know, I mean, his verse was good. It wasn't as good as Dave's verse, but it was speaking throughout the album. It was just dope. Like, a lot of the things he talks about are things that I can relate to because he's talking about locations that I grew up in. And yeah, it's just dope. And again, Rule of Two, just a phenomenal song.
I'm slapped. Like, as Matt said, like the intro, I was just making my way downtown with Matt in the whip. And the first thing I said was, this intro is hard. And as soon as I got home that day, I just banged the album again. I was stuck on the intro for a bit, and then I made an insurance claim once I got to Rule of Two because Dave set my house on fire. Like, it was just flames, man. Like, basically, I'm just going to be repeating what the other two said, but geez, this album is sick. And Rule of Two, it was phenomenal. Like, it was stupendous. It was outrageous. It was just crazy, man. It was sick. And if anyone says anything else, they're an idiot. And I think Young's actually held his own against Dave really well. There's nothing else to say. It's a really good album. The only thing I didn't like was the drill tracks, but I didn't like them that much. It's just I felt like the other tracks were so much better that it kind of made them feel weak. But if you were to play them in isolation, they'd be good anyway. So, yeah.
Fair enough.
All right.
Yeah.
The storytelling was just phenomenal for me. Like, you know what you were saying about the locations and things that you can relate. There was one track he just kept talking about the Victoria line. And
yeah, the song's called Victoria Line.
Is it called the Victoria Line? Okay, cool. So I was just like, it just made me think about when I was like 16 years old and how the tube meant freedom. And there was some of his bars when he was talking about the streetlights being like porn. Do you know what I'm saying? Things like that. I was just, it was just the images it brought to mind, the feelings that everything he was saying was bringing to mind. It was very visceral. I enjoyed the whole thing. I was so impressed. I had never listened to his stuff before, and I will definitely be listening to his stuff in the future. Yeah, it was brilliant. That's it.
Nice. So I think that we're probably going to have a unanimous score here, but we'll see. I'll drop my score first. I think that it was...
Wait, hold up.
Wait, whoa. Can I not...
You're leaving out the biggest Young's fan. The disrespect.
Yo. Is there a guest here? Shame. We need to... Shame.
Okay, you know what? When I see you, it's on site. Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm his biggest fan. I'm not gonna say I'm his biggest fan, but I am a big fan. I've been waiting for something to drop since.
Come on, Reese. I've seen you in your Young's Teflon pajamas.
Oh, shit, bro, you're supposed to keep that on the QT. Since Blood, Swag and Tears dropped last year, when he dropped them individually, I think it was week by week he dropped them. And then he just combined them. And then I've been waiting since. He's done a little double dose thing as well, which I liked. But this was, I really, really, really enjoyed this. Like, going back to the intro for what all you guys said, I was listening to it. And then it just went hard all of a sudden. And I looked and I was like, whoa, this is still the intro. From when you talked and then the transition into it, the storytelling. I just liked it all. I'm a basketball fan, so I like the Steph Curry song a lot. The references to it, handling rocks at Kyrie Irving. Kyrie's got happy anyway, but it's I really, really enjoyed it.
I'm sure you like Old Trafford Part 2 as well.
Anyway, we'll skip that bit. And then the gulag was whoa. The gulag started to get me like I wanted to go out and just do something crazy, like
pick fights with random people.
Nah, that's dangerous because they can be stuff. I'm too old for that now.
Nah, but yeah, that album was definitely dope though.
Do you know what? Yeah. I completely understand what you meant about the intro because I did exactly the same thing. I was listening to it, like, just like I wasn't looking at the screen or anything. I'm just listening, and then I had to go double check. Is this actually the intro? Do you know what I'm saying? It was so hard. Yeah.
I think that he drew inspiration from Meek Mill with his intro because I think Meek Mill has those intros that kind of start slow sometimes, and then midway through it kind of flips into more of a hype thing.
Yeah,
and
same with Drake as well. Tuscan Leather Flow.
That's like one intro. Meek's got like about 3 or 4 albums. He's got that. Well, anyway, okay. Reese, what was your rating?
I'm going to be controversial. I'm going to give it a 5. I might not get invited back, but I'm going to give it a 5.
Man, riding for his mans right now.
I'll say it with my chest.
I don't know. Okay. I already said 4. Afia?
Yeah, strong 4.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a 4 as well. I guess the only reason, though, because I need to maybe re-listen to the first portion of this album, but it didn't grab me. But then that rule of 2, is it rule of 2? I'm even forgetting myself.
Rule of 2.
Yeah, rule of 2.
Yeah, rule of 2 song with Dave. That's 5 in itself. So I'll forgive the first portion of the album just for that song.
I've got a question. Without that song, what would you guys have rated this album?
Is that a fair question?
Yeah, I think so.
That's a good point, actually.
Because that song is outstanding. I think we can all say that particular tune is outstanding.
It is, but then, like that's like saying that. Why would you look at the album without it? Because he did make it. It's not like it's a feature.
No, I hear that, but just humour me. What would you give it? Because personally, I think there were some other really standout, tunes on there that would still give it a strong 4 for me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm just wondering if you guys feel differently.
Because I give it a strong 4, I think that without that song, it would be like scraping a 4. And the reason I say that is because I didn't like the drill tracks. So that's like, 2 tracks on there that I like that. So, yeah.
And the drill tracks were at the beginning, right?
I think there's one in the beginning and one like halfway through.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the drill track personally. That's why.
But yeah, I think it was still just about be a 4 for me about that track.
I think it's a 4 both ways. With or without the track.
Me, it dropped down to a 4.
4. Okay, interesting.
Cool. So yeah, that's like I said, it's strong. Much attention to his career as I should have, but he's definitely a very talented rapper. And I really respect his hustle as well as an independent artist, especially when you look here, right? He's been around in the time when everyone was being signed up. So maybe that was his aspiration before. Now he's seeing a lot of artists doing well without being signed. So maybe he's realized that his choice, his decision that he made back in the day was the right one to make. So, yeah. Anyway, Lil Wayne, Young Tunchi, No Ceilings 3, hosted by DJ Khaled. That was terrible. Right, yeah. He dropped another one indeed. I think this is like the 3rd project he's done this year for Lil Wayne. He's like he's really just been putting in the work this in 2020.
Yeah, he had Funeral, didn't he? And Car 5 Deluxe.
Yeah,
I think.
That's right. And he also dropped some other EPs, but those EPs were basically collections of old songs in a way. But yeah, he's been putting in the work this year. I guess he's making up for all the time he missed when he was protesting the lack of payment he received for Birdman. But yeah, guys, what did you think? We start with Afia for this one.
I didn't like it, any of it really, except for the tunes with his kids. They were so cute. I love those. I'd listen to those again. Weren't they adorable? Especially, was it his little girl when she was shouting at her sister? Oh my God, so cute. That aside, the rest of it to me was mostly trash. I just don't know. I feel like I need a dictionary sometimes when I listen to him. I do actually have to go back and check the lyrics and everything. What else can I say? I don't know. He needs to hang it up. Yeah, I've never been a Wayne fan though, so what can I say? And also, the most irritating thing was DJ Khaled's voice through the whole thing. Like, I just could not. It was so cringy and I couldn't take it. And I am so sick of hearing his voice now after listening to this. Like, I just cannot deal with him anymore. And I really hope I don't have to hear him through the festive period again. That's it.
Another one.
So I sort of agree and disagree. I agree that DJ Khaled is exceptionally annoying. Like every track, it was like 30 seconds of him gassing. So that was really annoying. But I didn't like the songs of his kids. Like, I felt they were really talented in like the way they could deliver their raps. But the fact that Wayne wasn't on them, I felt was kind of annoying. And I felt like it would have been good for like father and son or father and daughter to go back to back and stuff. So
Lil Wayne was on them, bruv. That's his blood and DNA all over those tracks.
You know what I mean? Like, I just wasn't feeling them. I felt like it was kind of...
For Young's Teflon on the EarSauce podcast.
You know, he's independent and he's been doing this since 2010.
For ages. Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
He's great. I think he's a great rapper. Just I probably haven't
understand why he done it, but I just wasn't feeling it. I feel like his kids like Dragon Ball Z a lot, which is a plus anyway. So that was quite cool because a lot of them wanted to go Super Saiyan. But yeah, I wasn't feeling the second half of that album. So the first like 10 tracks, maybe the first 9 to 10 tracks. There was times when I was thinking, "Ooh, where's Wayne Bean? Like he's doing his job." But that second half was just garbage. Like he could have just separated it and just done 2 separate releases, like Carter Family, was it, and that could be one release. I don't know. The other half could be just No Ceilings 3, I guess, and that could have been a lot better. But I wasn't really feeling this project, and I'm annoyed that I had to download the DatPiff app just to listen to it. Like, I wasted a lot of data.
Really? Why don't you just listen to it on YouTube?
I still got to pay data, innit? And I thought, why not just download the app? So it's just easier. Because then at least I can close my phone and stuff and whatever.
Do you know, I think you're right. If they split it into 2 projects and, like, imagine it would have actually made a lot of money to do the Carter family thing as like a Christmas project or something.
Yeah, at least that would have been like cute and like, because it's in those ceilings tape, I'm expecting better. Yeah. But when it was like the last quarter of the album was just his kids and stuff, I was just like, okay, it was cute the first time. Let's maybe put them all on a track. Don't give them, like, one of them had a track where I think he went to the Sicko Mode beat and he done the same verse and hook that he did on the other beat, and I was just like,
Young Cam Carter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like the first half, like it was cool the first time listening to it, but then again on the Sicko Mode beat, it just got kind of boring. But I will say, he was better on the Sicko Mode beat. I feel like he grasped the beat better. But yeah, I'd have preferred a Carter Family album where they're all on it and they're all doing stuff and Daddy's jumping in and lending the verse here and there. But yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag for me.
You know how I said before that Manny hates on Wiz Khalifa's lifestyle. I think that Ollie's hating on Lil Louisiana's kids.
I don't hate on Wiz Khalifa's lifestyle. I love
you absolutely hate his lifestyle.
I don't hate on Weezy's lifestyle.
You don't hate on Weezy's lifestyle because I don't think anybody wants to leisure so drinking too much lean like him. But I do think you hate his kids because they got a rich daddy.
Nah, I don't hate. It's just I expect. Anyway, I feel like it should have been done differently.
What I want to say is this, right? First of all, I really appreciate Lil Wayne making an actual mixtape because, you know, so many people nowadays say that their project is a mixtape when in reality it's an album. This is not a selection. It's not a selection of brand new songs with brand new beats. It's for the most part a selection of Lil Wayne rapping over other people's beats, which is what a mixtape should be, from my understanding, and historically that's what it was. And so I appreciate that. I think that I feel like No Ceilings 3 had a very strong start. I liked V8. I liked the BB King freestyle, which was mainly big. I liked Life Was Good and something different. Though hearing Lil Wayne on a drill beat was interesting as well on Comme des Garçons. But yeah, I feel like the first half of the mixtape was decent. So what we're talking literally to track 10. But there's 20 tracks and there's the other half is shit for the most part. And good tracks. True what Ollie said, there's so many tracks of his kids.
That's what I was saying.
Some of his best rappers he's come back. Maybe it was a bit unnecessary. They could have maybe been grouped into like one long track which just kept cutting the beat into different beats. Whatever. Complete project, I can't rate it highly because like half of the tracks are not good. But Lil Wayne was starting to find his pocket again, starting to find his bag.
Yeah.
Manny?
I think for me, when it comes to Lil Wayne, like, I think I've been disappointed by Lil Wayne over the last few years. Especially when he was on, was it after the Carter, was it the Carter 3? Which one was Lollipop?
Carter 3.
Carter 3.
So that album was probably pinnacle Wayne, and like at that point I used to look at him like as the GOAT rapper in my eyes at that point. And then he went on to bring in Nicki Minaj, went on to bring in Drake, and I used to like as well some of the sort of little collabs that he would do with Drake. There was one that he did with a DJ. I forget when him and Drake used to go back to back on that. It was a track. I'll find it and then talk about it next week. But yeah, this felt like a return to form. This mixtape, No Ceilings 3, felt like a return to form for Lil Wayne. It felt like, as Matt, you said, he was in his pocket. It just felt good, and it makes me excited for his next project, whatever that is. Apparently it's coming out DJ Khaled.
I'm not a human being 3.
Yeah.
So don't expect much because I'm not a human being 1 and 2 are trash.
Is that Rocky as well?
I don't know.
No.
Well, I'm gonna hope for the best. I enjoyed my shout song was the track with is it Out West? The song with Young Thug.
Oh yeah, Wayne featuring Wayne.
Yeah, that was
Kind of said to a friend, so, you know. I remember there was a point whereby she just skip it easier. I did like the final track Afro as well, and I felt like some of the bars that Lil Wayne was dropping were actually good. Thug was setting to shoot up Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
remember that.
They were fighting for Birdman's love.
He was like, Birdman's lips only know mine, Young Thug.
Anyway, let's not discuss them too much.
I didn't even think what my standout song is. I think my standout one is actually Freestyle.
Church.
One thing I will say about the kids as well is like I think I don't think it's anything serious. I think he's probably like wanted to give some shine to his kids. He's seen whatever other people are doing, like the Carters are letting Blue Ivy jump on songs and going platinum and stuff. So probably just wants to give his kids some experience, you know, on the world stage.
Yeah, and they're young as well, so it's not like with T.I.'s kids, Damani, who was a grown man, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, these are just kids, just like probably in the studio for the first time, or just messing about with their dads.
Yeah. So you can look at it that way.
Lil Wayne probably wrote the lyrics for them.
I feel like one of them he wrote the lyrics for, but the other one you can tell kid wrote it. So I think that was the one where he kept repeating himself. I think that was the better of the kid ones, personally.
One of them is Nipsey Hussle's, Lauren London's kids, right?
That's what I thought.
It seems so.
Yeah. Don't make sense. My mom's from LA.
Yeah, that kid. I was wondering if he's gonna like shout out Nipsey Hussle. I was thinking he's gonna do it.
I think when Nipsey passed, I think he put a social media post out, but I don't think he's said that he's on a song about it. I wonder what it must have been like in terms of their relationship. But yeah, Nipsey, the sort of person Nipsey is, he ain't gonna really get into anything with anyone unless it was someone suspected. So yeah, maybe I reckon they probably had a decent relationship as men in Lauren London's life. But that is all speculation. Reese, did you get a chance to listen to this one?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get a chance to listen to it, so I've just been a little bit silent.
I know, like, you kind of came in at late notice, so that's cool.
Can I say, you know, when we talk about storytelling, and sometimes I'll say to you guys, I just want to hear a new story. I think the thing I dislike the most about this project from Wayne is it's the same old story. Apart from the tracks with his kids, everything else is the same thing. I'm just tired of it, man. Something new, please, God.
I heard that, but I feel like that's because Lil Wayne's been living the same life now for about.
But that's it. What more has he got to offer? He needs to hang it up too, man.
And I agree with that. I feel like for him, it'd be better for him to live a life like Andre 3000, a musical life like Andre 3000. And what I mean by that is, every now and then you just get a verse from him, and it's kind of seen like gold dust, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, like there's a new Lil Wayne verse." Everyone get excited.
But even then, what would he have to offer?
No, but it'd just be a case of people are excited to hear his verse. Like this year, he's spammed with so much. I don't excited to hear anything anymore from him. I know that it's going to be trash, but you know, sometimes
if you get excited to hear someone just because they're going to say something, but what they say lacks any substance.
What does Andre 3000 say?
There's something really wrong with that.
Andre 3000 doesn't really say much, but it really raps.
I don't follow him, so I don't know.
I feel like he does say stuff. He does.
He doesn't really say. It doesn't really. He doesn't really say much. Right? He just comes up with some crazy wordplay whenever he raps, and it's seen as incredible. He just know. Most of the time,
Wayne just mumbles and says the same old thing. We all know you like to get your dick sucked. Like, we know. For God's sake, move on.
But to be fair, Wayne's been dropping some amazing features this year.
No, I think that's putting a bit too.
Okay, great.
I think that title belongs to Ross.
He's done a few good ones. I don't think they've been amazing or great. Some good ones, though. Some 3-star, 3-air features, but nothing that sucks off, as Ollie would say.
Well, anyway,
let's move on. Rico, pick the next project.
Well, we didn't rate it or give our stand-ups.
Oh shit! Okay, sorry. My bad. I'm in a rush today, innit? Bloody hell.
Man.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, jump in. What was your ratings?
2. And my standout song's Church.
Manny?
I'm going to give it a 3. It was a good project.
Afia?
the one with his little girl, that was so cute, and I give it a 2.
2. You know what, right? I really feel like this could have easily been a 3, but it's a 2, and it's a shame. All we need to do is just tie some of those tracks up into one.
I don't feel bad either.
It's
I don't feel bad.
It's an actual mixtape.
He supports Trump. He deserves it. He's lucky he didn't get 0.
Nah, he dropped a sick bar. He dropped a sick bar on that.
He did. He was trolling everyone.
He was like, don't pay my taxes.
By the way, guys, did you hear about Lil Wayne getting paid for his support of Trump?
That make it okay. That does not make it okay. Lil Wayne's already a bit trying.
It's not right, but it's okay. You can get paid anyway.
Oh my god, your name Whitney Houston now.
Don't know. Hey, it's a big tune.
Whitney Oliver. I can pick it because
Out West.
I think we all picked different songs.
Out West with Young Thug.
Church.
Yeah, but we've all picked different songs, so someone can just toss a coin and decide.
But
anyway,
yeah, he got that fee to sell out, and Trump still lost. And apparently, Lil Pump got the same amount to be called Little Pimp. In the world slang.
Well, I know it's pathetic. Like, okay, Lil Pump, I can understand it because his money's not that long, but Lil Wayne is a very rich man. He didn't need to do that, but he still chose to. So
if I
whatever.
was Lil Pump, I would have gone into the stew right away that day and created a song called Little Pimp. He would have made a lot of money for it.
He would have, just off the initial streams as well.
Yeah.
He would have. You're right. See, he ain't got the business acumen like you, man.
He needs a manager, mate. Ollie, get him.
Indeed.
Okay, I'm on it.
Is it a 2 then? Yeah, it's a 2 as well. I don't know what's the standout song on that one, but moving on. Rico also pick the next track, pick the next album even for us to deliberate on.
I am going to choose Currency's Bonus Voyage.
Woo! That's a little EP, that one, isn't it? 5 tracks.
Guys, before we jump in there, though, can I just drop some socials quickly? Yeah.
It's that time.
Yeah. Yes, you can.
No, it's about time.
You can.
Cool. So, follow us on EarSauce. Follow us on Instagram. I'll link it, or our ID is EarSauce_. Follow us on Twitter, which is also EarSauce_. You can follow me, Emmanuel Yates90, on Twitter, and that.
Now let Reese go first.
Rico,
where do you want your new fans to follow you, bro?
Not home. My Twitter is Rico_Oscar3.
And is that all, or was there anything else?
And my Insta is Rico_Oscar. No.
For me, Matthew, my Instagram is at Mr_Matty Lee, and my Twitter is at Mr. Matty Lee. So you could find me on there. Afia?
So I am earsource.afia on Insta. You can find me there. That's it.
Cool. And what's the other thing you always say? Send dick pics, okay? And Oliver?
Send dick pics to Matty. He likes them.
No, I don't.
That is actually a good comeback. Mine's OC Clark _10 on Twitter.
So we're going on now to Currency and Harry Fraud. They created another EP called Bonus Footage. And I just think that if we're talking about great rapper producer link ups, we're talking about like what Dr. J, G Mustard. Who else would you say are good combinations, guys?
Metro Boomin, 21.
But no ID and Kanye West was actually a good link up for a little while. Whenever they link up, the music that comes out is just crazy. The quality is just beautiful. And I just love the way Currency raps. So, yeah, it's more of the same, really. the music just bangs. It's just got I don't know how you describe it. It just sounds rich and opulent and beautiful. And Currency just in his bag. I don't think Currency knows how to rap badly. I've not heard a song from Currency in the past 10 years whereby he's not rapping well. Obviously, sometimes he's fucking excellent and sometimes he's just doing well. But I've never heard him go and just drop a poor verse. So yeah, this EP, it's only 15 minutes long and it's more of the same, really. The best song on there is either Every Day or Riviera Beach, although with that being said, One Love is a very good track. I really feel that Corday is probably going to be seen as like one of the top Doug, Dr. J and Eminem, Dr. J and the Game. We're talking about, there's a few out there. You got Drake and 40, YG, and he's still quite young, so he has time to develop. But he's a very, very talented rapper.
I'll jump in. So this is a bit of a weird one, or it's not a weird one, but what I'm going to say is weird. If you're ever stressed, listen to Currency. He has, or any Currency and Harry Fraud project, because it has a weird way of just washing away all your worries and just helping to relax you. There's something about the way Currency spits, like it's just soothing. It's just mellow. It's just so simple to follow, so easy to digest, but there is a bit of depth there. And I really appreciate these little link-ups these two do. For me, it was a really good EP. And another thing I want to say is, I was thinking about this today, and I don't think there's a situation where Currency gets washed when he's got like a strong feature. I think he may do a bit better than him, but I don't know. It's just something the way he delivers his lyrics and his portion of the song that just makes it so easy to like.
It's because Currency delivers really complicated raps in a nonchalant way. So yeah. When he's by himself and you listen to it, it's like, oh, it's really easy listening, but it sounds good. And when he's with someone that's very good, because the raps are actually very good raps, it still sounds good. Does that make sense? So like you said, he never gets washed even if someone is slightly better than him.
Yeah, so the reason why I say that is Corday Jack. When I was listening to you, because obviously Currency comes first, I was just thinking, Conway was on this album and Conway didn't wash him, and I expected him to wash him. And then I was thinking about the other times he's been on features, and I was like, I can't remember the time he got washed. And then another thing, when Corday started, he took on that chill demeanor that Currency has. And I actually really appreciated that Corday kind of took the style that Currency delivers and made it his own for his portion of the song. With that being said, that track was fire. Corday dropped stupendous bars. I keep saying stupendous, I need to think of a new word. He dropped fantastic bars. Fantastic is weak. I'll think of something better. Anyway, that was my song, and the EP really good listen. It's short though, it's only like 14 minutes, so you can play like 8 times back to back and not get bored because it's Currency. No, I'm being serious. It's Currency. Like you can listen to him all day, and he's just gonna
That's true.
Chill you out.
Quick shout out to my babes, Corday's babes, Naomi Osaka. Amazing young lady. Anyway, go on. Who's next? Let Reese go next. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I really liked it. I know Currency is a good rapper, but I haven't given him the time and respect and hold my hands up that he deserves. So I've really taken this little EP in, and it was really good. Like in the group earlier. After you were saying one of the songs, I'm sure she'll mind me what it was it's like it's just like a summer afternoon kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And I can't remember, Light Switch.
That called again? Yeah, Light Switch. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a nice vibe, and it's something you can just do out there on a nice summer's day, just loop, just chilling.
Yeah.
And it's just like Ollie said, mellow. I just liked it. Nice to listen and work to.
You can imagine just chilling in the house with a glass of wine, warm Sunday afternoon, listening to this EP. It was very good.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was a solid piece. So that's
I'm not
me.
gonna lie, I'm not gonna rate it because I don't think I'll be able to do it justice. I listened to it, but I didn't listen. So like I was listening. I really liked Riviera. Was it Riviera Beach? But I can't really. I can't. I'm not gonna comment on it just yet. I think I need to like listen to it a few more times.
Do you know, I agree with you. I felt that way as well. Like, I need some more time to listen to all the lyrics as well, because like you guys were saying, he has really great bars, but he delivers them in such a nonchalant way that you actually go back, even though he's being so casual with it, it kind of catches you off guard. So you go back and listen to it again. So I do feel I need some more time to take in what he's saying as well.
Yeah, Currency is a very, very talented rapper, and his bars are never weak. So what normally happens is, right, rappers know when they've put together a really great verse or a very great part to a song, and what they would do, they will either change their flow slightly to accentuate it, or they change their voice to accentuate it. But it's like Currency's like, I do this every time anyway, so I'm just gonna rap it the same way in the same voice, like I don't really care. And then when you listen back, you're like, oh my days, that was actually a great verse. But again, because he does it in such a laid back fashion, you just don't really know what he's doing. So I totally get what you're saying there. It's understandable. So if that's the case, are you two not going to rate it at all? You're just going to let us rate it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna rate it.
Cool.
I can give you my safe out. My shout song is Riviera Beach, but I need to listen to it again.
Cool. Ollie?
So I really want to give it a 4, but I mean we gave Masego a 4, right?
Yeah.
I feel like this is levels of that. Like I just really enjoyed it. I've listened to it at least 6 times. I get it's short, but I've literally spammed it this
It's
week.
an EP, it's not an album. If this was an album, I would say there's no way we're going to give this a 4. But as an EP, that's a reasonable score for what I've heard as well. So, yeah.
Cool.
Rico?
I'm giving it a 4.
Man said it with chest.
Extra chest.
Want to own it.
What was your standout song as well?
The one with Corday.
Oh yeah, it's Light Switch, right?
For me, yeah. But I think
the one with Corday, you said. So wait. Are you both saying different songs?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both saying different songs.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. So tracks 3 and 4. And Afia, you didn't have a standout song, did you?
No, I did. It was Light Switch as well. And I am going to rate it. I'm going to give it a strong 4. I'm not going to leave it unrated because I think that is only for the absolute, like that project we listened to by Salam Remy. Too great to rate. Remember?
Too great to rate.
Yeah, but with this one, I can't say the same thing just because it's a smaller body of work. So I feel like I can rate it and I will give it a very strong 4. And my standout will be, Light Switch.
Light Switch. Cool. I think that means we're unanimous because I'm giving it a 4. And I believe that my standout track is probably Riviera Beach as well. So, yeah. Cool.
Right, we've got some quick run-throughs, right? And then we can get to some news.
Before we go to the quick run-throughs, Manny, can we talk about some news?
Okay, let's talk about news first. Yeah.
Cool. And it's Dutch again. I don't get any enjoyment from talking about this subject, but it would be remiss of us to not talk on it or touch on it at least, because there's been some further developments today. Courtesy of the Shade Bar, they've just been our news source for this. But basically, Dutch came out, made a statement, and he's denied any wrongdoing. He said that his label's back to him. He says that he's not been arrested by the police, so that is proof of innocence. And make of that what you will, I guess.
Has his label backed him, though?
He's also denied offering the family money to say nothing happened. And in reply to that, the brother of the girl that was allegedly being groomed has come out and said that it's a bunch of bollocks, essentially, and said that Dutch is a very weird guy, especially with regards to him making a statement about the toes. And I can't remember exactly what he said about the toes. I think, actually, do you remember what he said?
I think he likes toes. He was telling a young woman, you know, an underage girl, that he likes toes, or I don't know. I don't know if, do you know what? I don't want to take it out of context and say it in the wrong way. So something to do with toes, okay? I don't think it's that big a kink to like toes. I think it's kind of funny. But I just wanted to clarify, did his label actually come out with a statement backing him, or? No,
he said that because they haven't taken his stuff off of streaming, it means that they're backing him, essentially. But and I would point out here that R. Kelly's music is still on streaming. So, yeah. Even Gary Glitter's music is still on streaming. So, what the hell? That don't mean anything.
Yeah, that's not an indication of anything. I think one thing I noticed was Teflon Don in the comments under his statement, basically, you know, backing her brother, which I totally understand. I get her motivation. I understand that, you know, if you're a tight-knit family, you want to be there for him. But at the moment, I think for the sake of her career, if I were her, I would slow my roll and just let my brother deal with the situation. You know what I mean? If you're really confident in his innocence, because I think her coming out and being such a big voice at the moment when her career is now really picking up, I think it could do her some damage, and she needs to be careful with how she positions herself. That's something I wanted to say.
If she truly believes that he's innocent, I think she should speak up and say it. It'd be wrong to just hide and say nothing. But I think there's a way in which you do these things, and it can't be going off on a tirade. That doesn't fix anything.
I think it's the way she's doing it. That's what I mean by the way she's positioning herself. She might want to just, you know, take a step. If you're in the comments under his Instagram, you know,
fighting people.
Yeah, things like that. I don't know.
So I had an issue with his whole speech. I mean, obviously you have a PR team that tells you what to say and you have to deliver it. But like you could see him constantly like reading the notes, so it wasn't like well rehearsed. And I kind of wish he had at least rehearsed it so it felt more natural. But also he admitted obviously several things as well. So he only addressed certain things that were easy to address and spin. But the things that were like damning evidence, he kind of ignored. So I kind of had an issue with that. Like either say nothing, or if you're going to address it, address everything that's out there, as opposed to choose and pick what you speak on. So I was going to make a joke, but I feel like it's not really a joking situation. But I hope everything gets cleared up, and if he's innocent, then everything turns to normal, and if he's not, then justice is brought to him. But yeah,
I'm going to make a light joke here. Remember when R. Kelly was doing his interview to try and clear his name, and the woman asked him, "Do you like underage women?" And
how young are we talking?
Yeah, and it's like that to me. There's parallels there with Dutch talking about toes there, man. Like, just don't fucking talk about it, man. It was unnecessary. Like, it was so stupid to say, oh, but man likes toes, innit? Like, no, you can't say that, bro.
Oh God.
Like, you can't say that. But like I said, I'm not passing judgment on the guy right now. And the reason I'm not doing that is because to call someone out is a very, very, very serious allegation, right? And it's something that's very difficult to shake off as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to be here shouting, "Oh, Dutch is a pig," or whatever, when there's no 100% confirmed proof of it. If he was caught with pictures of kids on his phone, whatever, then by all means, definitely cancelled. But the way that technology is and the ability to Photoshop images, delete messages, stuff like that, I'm not gonna just come out and say, yeah, this guy is definitely like bang to rights guilty. Like, I'm gonna wait and let this play out, because I don't see him not being arrested as proof of innocence. It could just simply be a case that the Met Police are waiting to gather up more. No, they're waiting to gather more evidence before they do anything. Like, there's plenty of times when someone is left out on the street for a long time, and then like maybe even like 6 months later, a year later, they get arrested for something.
But also there are other issues with that particular aspect of it, because you have to remember as well, if the authorities, let's say social services, for example, have come to investigate and they've gotten involved and they're looking into the situation, and no actual incident has occurred in terms of like a physical interaction, for example, and it's just been a few messages that could be explained away to a certain extent, they can't really do that much anyway, if you get what I'm saying, because the young lady's family is also saying, no, we're cool with him, everything's fine. So, I mean, there's a lot of grey area to this, because the word grooming was used, right? So, pedo versus... I mean, there's a lot going on here, and I think you're right in that we need to slow our roll and just wait and see what comes, whether he's guilty or innocent. I don't think anyone can say that yet. So, but it is a huge allegation. Yeah.
To add on to what you're saying, though, right? It could be like a Kylie Jenner sort of situation, whereby Kylie was clearly talking to Tiger from when she was well below age, but Kris Jenner was clearly okay with it, because from my understanding, Tiger was at their house all the time. So if her parents are okay with it, right? Let's just say if her parents are okay with it, then is there actually an issue? I'm not being really weird here when I say this, but because I personally say that there is an issue. But if the parents are saying
it's okay,
how old is
the girl again? 17? No,
14.
She's like, no, the underage one's like 14 or 15.
Okay, and then, but which one are we discussing?
We're talking about the other one isn't illegal. It's morally incorrect, but it's not illegal to be chatting to a 17-year-old girl. But the 14-year-old one, that would be illegal for them to be doing anything.
I'd have to go back and read the content again, the messages, and see if there was anything explicitly sexual in there, I suppose. Was there?
That's the one where he's asking about feet and stuff.
The toes, yeah.
So that one, there was a voice note, and they were giggling, which alluded to like they done something the night before. And then there's a picture of her with like a pregnancy test. No, not that, sorry. There's a comment of her saying... Allegedly. Sorry, no, scratch that.
Yeah.
That's, yeah, allegedly there's a comment about her talking about pregnancy test.
He's saying the messages are doctored.
But
yeah, and
I agree with
that could
though.
be true. It could be true.
Because there's no real flow to the messages. You can see some of the messages have been... In normal the messages, it's like, good morning, hi, how are you? Normal messages, whatever. It kind of just doesn't flow. I'm not making any excuse from it.
But I will say that when you think about it, right, messages don't actually have to flow completely, because it could be a case of you talking on the platforms for one, and two, it could be a case of you met in person. So
that's true.
The only thing that flows is the voice notes. In the voice notes, there's like there's some other things that are said allegedly.
It's all a bit mad.
What did he say about the voice notes, actually? Because that's the one thing I can't remember if he addressed, but I really wanted to.
He didn't address
it. Did he? Because it's obviously him. I got to go back and listen to them again.
There's like an 8-minute video.
With Dutch, we've just got to continue to wait and see. Do you know what I mean? Like, what's in the dark always comes to the light. So it's just one of those situations. Just gotta wait. I do want to focus on some positive news though. Some
Yeah.
really big news. So after months of speculation, Universal Music UK has announced the launch of 0207 Def Jam. It's a new record label business that's going to be headed up by these two Ghanaian twin brothers. I think the reason why this is like mad impactful is, or not, obviously this is like Def Jam UK essentially, and their first signing was Stormzy.
Oh, I saw
So
that. Yeah.
I saw
yeah,
that earlier as well.
and I thought that was mental because Stormzy's done a lot with his current label. I think it's Atlantic, right?
Yep.
They've
Yep.
given him all the promotional bags, put him on everything. But to be fair, one of the twin brothers was the head A&R for Atlantic, and I think he helped bring Stormzy in. So obviously, I think it's natural for him to go with the brother, but I didn't even know that he was in a position where he could. But again, I looked into it a bit more, and it seems as though Stormzy was partnering more with Atlantic rather than them like putting him under contract, if that makes sense. So
Smart
it's
move.
interesting. Yeah, very smart move, very smart move. And you probably you got a bag from Universal. I'm not gonna be surprised if I see a mixtape now with Stormzy and Drake in the pipeline. I wouldn't know
That was my first thought.
To leave one bag, the other bag's got to be pretty big to jump ship.
So yeah.
I think Stormzy is just operating so well from day dot, and it's very rare that you see someone that like operates in a manner like this without making any mistakes. Like even Jay-Z had to buy back his masters. You know what I mean? Like it's not always plain sailing, but so far I don't see where Stormzy's messed up the bag. It's possible that he has done it at some points in some fashion, but it's obviously not a common occurrence. Which is good. It's good to see. Like he is literally the blueprint for every young artist coming through at the moment, UK or US or wherever.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Even when you look at the way he came up, right, as an independent artist, he essentially just partnered with brands and got them to fund a lot of things for him. So he had the partnership with Adidas for a while going, and that gave him a lot of exposure, especially when he did the announcement video for Pogba's arrival at United, stuff like that. Like that was massive. That was really big on social media. So you would have got a lot of exposure around the world from that.
Is there another artist, maybe a more seasoned artist that you could draw a parallel with when it comes to the way Stormzy has handled his career?
No.
For
me, I can't think of any. But I think that's partly because of the fact that no other artist has.
What, here and in the US?
Even in the US, because when like I said, even someone like Jay-Z, he had to sign up to a record label to put his music out. Like it's not really.
You could say Travis Scott, really.
Travis Scott was signed to T.I.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to talk about anyone, it's going to be like Mac Miller, maybe. He's
the late great Nip.
Wiz Khalifa also did quite well. He signed a deal early, but the deal he signed was really good. But yeah, like most artists, it's different now because of the internet, social media. It makes it a lot easier for you to gain a lot of success about. Yeah, like even like someone like AJ Tracy, he's doing really well as an unsigned artist, but it's a new phenomena basically. And in America, I can only think of maybe Logic that's someone that did well without being signed recently.
But Stormzy was signed though. Let's get that straight.
Stormzy was signed to
Atlantic. That's why I said Travis.
No. He signed to Atlantic for Heavy as the Heads. That was on that album. He was an independent artist when he dropped G-Sap.
Who did he? I swear he released. What was it? Is it
Gang Signs and Prayers?
That was
Gang Signs and Prayers.
Atlantic as well.
That was independent. pretty sure that was an independent album.
Okay, cool. You guys talk. I'm gonna Google this.
I'm already on it, bro.
I'm already on it.
Warner. It was with Warner. Warner Music Group.
And so they chose not just distribution, and it wasn't actually an independent release at all. Okay, that makes no sense what I just said there, but it does at the same time.
Through Mercury Records, distributed through Warner.
Stormzy just like collects the bag wherever he goes, isn't it? So
that is why Stormzy's worth so much money, because I think like 2-3 years ago he was worth £18 million already. That is not normal for you to be worth that much, but it's because he sold the album independently, so he just recouped everything.
I feel like they probably signed him though with this deal.
I think they signed him because they don't want people to be independent. So they got to be like, you got to take him. Like when he was signed to Atlantic and he did Mercury Records, it meant that he was then able to go and sign other artists to himself, right?
Exactly,
but I don't think he even really signed anyone. Maybe he signed his boys, but I don't think there's any notable artists that he signed. But it's like, when you've had so much success yourself as an independent artist, why would you then go and sign people? Like, you know what I mean? Why would I not follow what you've done and just be independent as well and partner with brands? You know what I mean? Just like partner with Pretty Little Things, get them to get me a tour bus and go around on my world tour with Pretty Little Things on the side of the tour bus or whatever, and you're sorted. That's what Stormzy did. He had his Adidas tour bus driving all the way around Europe, touring. They even gave him a tour bus in America as well when he was out there. So, you know what I mean? That's what you need to do. Like that to me, I thought Stormzy basically found the blueprint to operate without a record label. Just partner with a brand instead.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Or did he follow a blueprint?
That guys are talking. It seems like.
Sorry, go on, Manny.
No, Reese, go on.
I was just going to say, I feel like Stormzy set precedent, but has he followed a blueprint? Because other people, I feel like, I could be wrong here, Nipsey set a path and other people followed it, but no one's followed it as well as Stormzy has.
You're right. Nipsey Hussle is an example of someone that was doing it before Stormzy, but he never had the same level of success though as Stormzy.
Agreed.
But,
so
yeah, you're right. You're right. That is true. And also, thinking about it now, Kreps and Conan is similar, but to a lesser extent. They were independent for a long time, and they had their partnership with Puma. You remember they had Puma with
they did.
But then they signed to Virgin, and to be fair, their careers took off more after signing to Virgin. That's when they made the song Freak of the Week and all that. So yeah, that's when they kind of blew up. But yeah, that is definitely positive news though, to see Stormzy doing well as well. As usual, everyone's got a lot of love for Stormzy. Yeah, and I guess that's probably why he was too busy to reply to Chip, because he was too busy making millions. I think we still got a couple more albums to review though.
Wait. Speaking of Chip, he dropped an incredible 5 in the booth.
He did.
It was
8 minutes of pure fire.
It was incredible. 2 different beats, two different topics, straight sellings. He cemented himself as the best in the UK.
What?
What? Hold on.
Wait.
Hold on.
That wasn't only a what? That was a Russell Westbrook what? That was a what? Like, what are you talking about, bro?
What are you talking about, bro? Who said that? Who said that, bro? Who said that? Listen, yeah, that is the best Daily Duppy. That was the best Daily Duppy.
So hold on, did Jay Hustle do a really good Daily Duppy like last year or the year before?
I haven't seen that one. So
how are you gonna say it's the best?
The best asterisks to the ones I've seen. That Daily Duppy was incredible. Have you never seen the
original K Cox one?
Look, yeah.
K Cox firing. If we're gonna go back and say ever, you got to throw in a lot.
Wait.
Ever.
Is K Cox a Daily Duppy or Fire in the Booth? Because I'm talking Daily Duppy.
Oh, okay, all right, cool.
Fire in the Booth. The best Fire in the Booth is Wretch, 100%. But Chip's Daily Duppy, Chip the grime scene savior.
Kane there was something to say about that. Man, you go on, carry on.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's incredible. People need to listen to it. It was actually incredible.
I haven't watched it, but I want to watch it, and I just want to chime in
Yeah.
because you just blasphemous against Skepta's Fire in the Booth. Just wanted to let you know. Cool.
No, but we're talking Daily Duppies. Fire in the Booth, that's Wretch. All day, every day, Wretch's got the best Fire in the Booth. Then Kano.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Sorry.
What? No. Let's hash this out. Who has the best Fire in the Booth and who has the best Daily Duppy?
This has to be another episode because that's going to take a long time.
No, but quickly, Skepta. Skepta. Are you being serious? Like, you're saying Skepta's Fire in the Booth is better than Wretch's? It's better than Kano's? Are you seriously saying this? Obviously, this is banter hour. And
It's not banter.
The best Fire in the Booth is actually quite a simple one, and it's actually undisputed. The best Fire in the Booth was done by Roll Safe, and that's it. Okay, I don't hear about Wretch. I don't hear about Kano. It's just Roll Safe.
Big man. Let's be serious for a second. Wretch's Fire in the Booth with Avelino, that is undisputed.
Kano went really hard.
Kano went really hard.
Him and Wretch and Kano were going back and forth with that and like doing bits, but yeah.
Yeah, they were. But them two are top tier.
Let's move forward.
I can't let him have the last word, Skepta. That's all.
Shit.
You don't need to lay off the drugs, honestly. You need to lay off the acid. If you think Skepta had the best one, you need to lay off the acids. That's easy to do.
I'll put it in the group so you can hear it refresh in memory.
Okay, let's do that.
3, 2, 1.
We could do that and then drop the Kano as well.
Bro, I still listen to the Wretch 3-2-1 now, and I still get chills.
You know who's got a really good one as well? Is it? No, Bashy's one was at Fire in the Booth, was it? What was this?
That was a Tim Westwood Fire in the Booth, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That one was spitting in French.
Yeah, that was a crazy one.
That was incredible as well. Anyway, let's move on because...
Cool, man. All right, so let's say we've covered 007 Def Jam, and we've covered Dutch Valley. We've got a few quickfire albums to go through. I'll start off with the ones I've got on my list. I listened to Bad Bunny's So Help Me God. I'm going to try and pronounce it, but I don't speak Spanish. El Ultimento Todo del Mundo.
What?
Hey, Manny, one more time, please.
Say it again for the people at the back. El Ultimo Todo del Mundo. El Ultimo Todo del Mundo.
Is that how you say it? I don't know. I don't speak Spanish.
Listen, as someone who got an A-star in Spanish and has since forgotten all their Spanish, I need you to teach me, Sensei.
I beg you, go on Google right now, type it in there in Google Translate and let Google play it out.
You'll be like, El Ultimo Todo del Mundo.
That's the way forward there.
Yeah.
El Ultimo Todo del Mundo.
It's not just me.
Okay, someone drop it in the chat, please, so I can Google it.
No, I told you how to say it. El Ultimo Todo del Mundo.
It's the El Ultimo bit. It's like, it just doesn't roll off.
El Ultimo.
El Ultimo.
El Ultimo.
Yeah, but do it with the accent.
Listen, no me gusta.
Some Antonio Banderas, come on.
Antonio Banderas.
Ultimo Todo del Mundo.
Say that again.
El Ultimo Todo del Mundo.
El Ultimo Todo del Mundo.
Thanks, someone.
What does it mean anyway? The ultimate.
The ultimate tour on Monday.
What's Mondo? The ultimate tour of.
Is that what it means? I'm just gonna go with what you're saying, Reese. Is it true? Is that what it means?
Nah, I made that up 100%. No, 100%.
Wait, I'm gonna try to play it.
I'm pretty sure Mondo's slang in Spanish.
The last tour of the world.
Is it a man? Oh, the ultimate man. Is that what it is?
No, it's called the last tour of the world.
I was close.
The last tour, Monday.
Is it?
Listen, guys, I'm going to teach you some Spanish, yeah? Patatas fritas. Hamburguesa. Fries and hamburger.
This is meant to be the quick fire bit. We spent about 10 minutes to figure out what the actual name of the fix.
Is it final work? What's going on? The last tour of the world. What's that about?
He gon' die.
Oh, it's a surprise new album.
Yeah, apparently he's planning to retire after this one. So, yeah, this is his farewell gift.
Wait, sorry, Manny, what? 1 second. I thought Bad Bunny was a girl. I have no idea who Bad Bunny is. So could you give me a quick rundown?
You're taking
No, think about it. Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Do you not know who Bad Bunny is?
No, I really don't.
Anytime a rapper wants to kind of get a song out in the Latin American audience, yeah, they get Bad Bunny on their record, but that's been like the case for the past 5 years.
Yeah.
I did not know that. When you hear Bad Bunny, I'm thinking of like Bad Barbie. It just screams at girls. Let's not be sexist. Let's not generalize.
Would you say he's more of a feature artist, Bad Bunny? Those of you who know him.
No, I only know him to be a huge artist in Latin America.
He's huge in Latin America, isn't he?
But in the hip hop community, yeah, you just get him on your track when you want.
Yeah.
Like just roll Spanish people. Or people.
19 times.
That sounds kind of bad though.
This year.
Well, it's a fact though. They do.
Yeah, but it's kind of sad, really, isn't it? You know who did well with appealing to I think the Latin American crowd? Tyga with his recent offering. Loco. There was Loco. It was just the representation of Mexican American peoples and culture. I thought it was really cool.
Oh, so very people with mustaches.
Anyway, let me quick fire them.
So
yeah, listening to. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Listening to the album, it was.
Manny, I can't hear you, Manny. Manny?
Okay. Hello, yeah.
Manny, you speaking?
Yeah.
Manny? I'm joking.
Matt, you're an idiot. Matt, you're an idiot.
You can tell it's the end of the pod already, isn't it? Quick firing. It was an emo album. Like there was some rock reggaeton which I've never heard in my life before. It kind of gave me some
reggaeton. Wow.
Did it bang?
Reggaeton. Nah, it was
that's quite the infusion.
It was kind of like R.I.P. Juice WRLD, but it was kind of like that Juice WRLD kind of vibe, like emo kind of on top of like reggaeton. It was surreal, but there was also like a couple of throwaway like good reggaeton beats. I was like cooking my taco pork carnadas in the kitchen whilst putting this on, so it kind of gave me the vibes as I was like making it. So it was all very good. Cool. What else did I listen to? I listened to Zaza Vibes by L.A.X. That was a good album. It was like Afro beats. He's kind of like a fusion between Wizkid, old school Wizkid, and old school Davido. That was a nice listen to as well.
My God, Davido.
So yeah, that's it really. What about you, Matt?
I listened to Rimzee's album, Upper Clapton Dream 2, and I'm scared. Man said he kicked down someone's mum because they were beefing. Even I do believe it, but the guy just can't imprison after a long stretch. Like he was in prison for a long stretch, yeah. So I believe it, and even if I thought this album was rubbish, which it isn't, I wouldn't say it because I don't want it to lick down my mum, innit? So like,
oh my God!
This guy's on crud, isn't it? So I don't. Rimzee, your album
Matthew, the people deserve to hear your true story, bruv. Tell him how you really feel. Constructive criticism.
In all seriousness, yeah, the album's good. The only thing I'll say is it's a little bit repetitive when he talks about.
Oh no!
Oh my God! He's coming to get your mum.
The stuff he buys for women, he likes to buy them heels and stuff like that. But no, the album really bangs.
Oh no!
I appreciate the song G-Wagon because everyone knows I love Mercedes a lot, and he's talking about being a G. He put the G in wagon. Obviously, he didn't. But
there's two G's though. So which is he a double G? Is he a G-O-G, double O-G, triple O-G? Like,
you should keep looking smart and I will DM him and give him your address, innit? And you can kick down your family members.
Listen. My family members are tall. I don't know how tall he is, but I'm hoping height works.
It doesn't matter how tall you are. You make them bow down with a little hand cannon, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway.
Back out the steel, bruv.
That's what I'm talking
Matt,
about.
is this your prophet? Is Rimzee your prophet, bruv?
Anyway, my standout song, the songs that I really appreciated, bro.
The songs I appreciated were track 1, 2, 3, 4. The whole thing, black. The whole thing. Just lick off next man's. No, man, you're giving me life.
What's his name again? The artist?
Rimzee.
All right.
Matt, you know his government.
More money, more problems. That's so cold. Which is a track where he says that he kicks down someone's wall. And also, with anything. Those are the standout tracks for me. I'm not sure which one's my favourite one. But those are really four really good tracks.
Wait. So normally we do one SOS. This has 4. This has 4. Matt put the fear of. Matt got the fear of God from Rimzee, man. Rimzee put the fear of God in Matt. Rimzee had a bar like, man, see Matt, I'm going to install the rap.
You're chatting bare shit now, bro. That's what it is. The guy has got 4 really strong tracks on the album that I really appreciate. I'm not sure which one's the top one. So normally you'd be more than one person reviewing. So if I can't pick out a specific track which I like the most, then somebody else would by saying, okay, I like that one as well. So stop being stupid.
Like, you ain't got to defend yourself. It's a joke, bro. It's a joke.
I said the same thing with Currency. I picked up 2 tracks on Currency's one.
It's a joke, bro. Don't be so scared, man.
Okay, I'm going to let that one slide. But anyway, I think that is a solid album. It's a good 3 years.
Can I just say, as a mummy myself, like Rimzee, it is not nice to go around doing that to people's mummies. Like, it's not okay.
Listen, bro, Rimzee, if you listen to this, and I hope we at you, you need to do what you feel comfortable with. If you want to kick down next man's mum, do it.
I'd like to say though that this is probably a past life and he's no longer involved in the life that he raps about.
Yeah. One of them ones. For sure. So with that being said, I'm actually going to listen to this project. I'm actually intrigued now.
It's actually a decent project. You can rap for sure.
If anyone out there is thinking about doing that to somebody's mum, don't do it. It's not good.
Kicking at people's moms, you know. It wasn't like that. It was all on top, and you have to regulate. So I get it. It happens sometimes.
I suppose if you're in the game, then those are the repercussions of the game you got to deal with.
Listen,
exactly that.
Live by the foot, die by the foot, bro.
Worst things. Like having your, in the biggest scheme of things, having your mum kicked down is probably better than her being shot dead, isn't it?
It really is, or like getting stabbed or anything. So a little kick didn't hurt nobody. As long as it's a front kick to the chest.
This conversation is making me so sad now. Let's move on.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all the mums that got kicked downstairs.
Hold tight for that Mother's Day special. It's coming.
Nah, you lot are actually mad.
It's just banter, bro. It's just banter.
We got another one. I think that we got one more album, Manny, to do.
I think that's it.
For review. What you didn't review Flex 32? Moneda. Flex Therapy 2 from H. Moneda.
No, I didn't review that. Who's that?
Did anybody else?
I think that's it.
Okay, well, I'll do a quick review on it then. So H. Moneda released Flex Therapy 2.
Wait, what is your name? Like, you're not joking, right?
What?
I'm being serious. What the fuck you have you not heard of H. Moneda before?
H. Moneda?
Moneda, Moneda.
I've heard good things about this album. I haven't listened to it yet, but I've heard good things about it.
Oh, Moneda.
Where's he from? Who is he?
Does he kick down mums?
Is he a prophet?
The people need to know this stuff, man. Give us a bio on the rapper.
Should we be afraid?
A better description for him, if anything here, would be to compare him more to like Rick Ross. That's more of his sound. And when I say that, I don't mean that he doesn't actually rap like Rick Ross, but his subject matter is the same. Like, you know, the project's called Flex Therapy 2, and he's just flexing money, cars, girls.
Spell his name because I can't find him. Who is it? HMO.
This might have to be one for the next pod, Matt.
I'm gonna just do my.
Okay, I see. H. Moneda. He's from South London.
Yes, he is, because he talks about whipping through Norwood, and I like when I hear that sort of stuff, because I also whip through Norwood.
As do I. I whip through Norwood expeditiously.
Rico, do you whip through Norwood?
I whip through Norwood. Yeah.
Hey, is this guy been drinking?
Listen, Juicy J, bro. It's Juicy J. I'm still playing the songs in my head.
You been sniffing that Juicy J juice? Okay, say no more. Anyway, like I was saying, I enjoyed this album. It's the song similar in the sense that they have a type of beat they each have to go for the most part, and the subject matter tends to be quite similar for the most part as well. But it's not a case of just hearing the same song over and over and over. So that was quite nice. The songs fit together pretty well also. But my two favorite songs on this album were Big League and Different.
I started singing that Moneda song when you said Big League.
Oh, yeah. Big League that I like the most, though, to be honest with you. Also, the last two tracks, Flex Therapy 2 and Rainy Season, they are notable tracks that you will enjoy. He's a good rapper, and when he talks, I think his voice is quite distinctive as well in terms of UK rappers. Once you hear it once, you'll recognise it as being him every time. But no, yeah, it's a solid project from someone I've heard a lot about, but not really listened to much of his music. I would say it's another 3 years for him. So yeah, I will actually be following him a lot more to hear what comes from him in the future.
Yeah, I'm going to listen to both of those projects. I'm actually intrigued.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to listen to it.
Have you listened to Polaris yet, Ollie?
No.
You're a liar. That's H. Man said you listen to H and stuff, and you didn't listen to it.
Listen, I ain't had time yet. This week's been tough.
No worries. Listen, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. We're about to hit 2 hours in this thing, bro. Cool, so follow us.
Needs to relax, man. He's getting a bit excited, so we definitely need to wrap it up.
No worries. Follow us, guys, on EarSauce _ on Twitter, and follow us, EarSauce _ on Instagram. Drop us a DM if you got any new music that you want us to rate on the next pod.
At Mr. _ Matty Lee on Instagram and at Mr. Matty Lee on Twitter.
Twitter is Rico _ Oscar 3. And that's it.
Reese, did you forget your other two Twitter accounts? Is that why you're on your third one?
No, you know what it was? I'll be honest. When it was a Black Lives Movement, I changed the 1 to an I to a 1, and it pretty much put out IC3 in my name.
Oh,
you smart.
That's it.
Afia.
So, one sec. So I am earsource.afia, and send all those glorious dick
Oh,
pics
so
to Mr.
directly in there. That's what she wants them.
That's MR_Matty Lee.
Ollie, you're up.
So my Twitter is OCClark_10. That's pretty much it.
If you go to his Twitter page, I'm pretty sure he's got his Instagram page in his bio. So just follow him on Instagram after you find his Twitter.
Nah.
Anyway,
can we shout out Manny? Can we shout him out because he's had to drop out? Are you there? Oh, sorry.
Manny, you're waving.
What we do we need to say a very special thank you to Vika Russell for coming on to the pod and being our first ever guest.
Thank you for having me. I have been an avid listener and will continue to be.
We appreciate that very much, and you're always welcome back. If there's a particular album that you feel compelled to speak about, let us know and we can try to make space for you.
I'm sure something can be wangled.
But yeah, I think that's it, guys. So